It has to be said that a huge congratulations is in order for both Plymouth Argyle and Ipswich Town for achieving promotion to the Championship. In today's video we're going to be having a little bit of a deeper dive into both clubs, assess their chances of coming up to the Championship next season, and at the end of the video we're going to be putting their squads as of right now to the test and put them into a FIFA simulation and see where FIFA currently has them racking up against the sides that are in the Championship. Guys, if you did go on to enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like and do stick around and subscribe for some regular Championship content. Looking forward to discussing with plenty of Ipswich and Plymouth fans over the course of the summer and heading into next season when they will be in the Championship. So before we dive into anything, let's just digest the top of League One and how bonkers it's actually been at the top this season. What's been really interesting with is whenever I've caught a glance of League One this season, especially a game involving two of the top six sides, I'd actually go as far to say that I think the quality at the top end of League One has been maybe that little bit higher than the bottom end of the Championship this season. Certainly when you see the size of a lot of the clubs down there in League One at the moment that have been going toe-to-toe with promotion, and how well strategically a lot of them have been set up compared to clubs at the bottom end of the Championship who have been run like train wrecks recently. It's quite refreshing, and I'm really looking forward to having both Plymouth and Ipswich up in the Championship next season. Has to be said, huge commiserations to Sheffield Wednesday for missing out on automatic promotion. There was one spell of the season where it looked like the Owls were far and clear of the competition, but a little bit of a wobble at the wrong time of the season ultimately means that it will be the playoffs for them. In terms of the points that Wednesday have accumulated this season, 93, their current point tally would have been enough to win the league in each of the last three League One seasons. The last time that wouldn't have been the case is when Luton were promoted, and the 2017/18 season was the last time in League One that 93 points wasn't enough to gain automatic promotion. There's still one more game week to go for Wednesday, so the playoffs I think will be a real battle between all of those clubs. Obviously there's still the possibility that Peterborough sneak in there over Derby on the final day, but I have to admit some great matchups there, and it will be fascinating to see who comes out on top in those battles. Be interested to get some of your guys' thoughts on that down below. We'll first of all touch on Ipswich, as they are the club in second place at the moment. It's crazy that, you know, both Plymouth and Ipswich could be promoted with 100 points or more. You know, we spoke about how high the quality's been in the National League this season with both Wrexham and Notts County, but we've had a similar occurrence in League One between three real juggernauts all slugging it out for automatic promotion this season. With Ipswich, it's been an absolutely miraculous ending to this season. 18 games they're now unbeaten. It's been a fantastic run from February onwards until the end of the season. What they have is a really good young manager, a clear style of play, momentum, a recruitment strategy, and backing from the ownership as well. And when you combine all five of those factors, that makes for, I mean, first of all, a scintillating promotion push, but then you start to think of what's actually possible for this side next season coming up into the Championship. Immediately taking a scan over their squad and their highest performing players statistically so far this season, and what jumps off the page straight away is just how much Championship experience is actually weaving in throughout this Ipswich side, which will surely serve them well coming up to the Championship next season. Recruitment's been a really strong asset of this Ipswich side over the last couple of seasons, and I'm sure that's going to continue and maybe even notch up a level coming up next season as well. Connor Chaplin, very much their marksman in the final third, 26 goals and 5 assists this season. Another player who does have Championship experience. We've seen him a couple seasons at this level with Barnsley, has previously hit double figures as well when he was a little bit younger, and I think that this season will give him a whole lot of confidence to come up to the Championship next season. With Ipswich, there is that clear recruitment strategy and that backing that we were talking about before. Going off salary sport and the average wages being paid to an Ipswich player, they do have a higher wage bill than a few of the clubs actually at the bottom end of the Championship. You know, they got a higher wage bill this season than the likes of Blackpool and Rotherham. You know, they got 5 players in their squad currently who are earning more than £7,000 a week, which is, you know, pretty big figures for League One, but plenty of the clubs in and around the top of the table are also paying similar sorts of fees. With Kieran McKenna in charge, there was the feeling at the back end of last season that this Ipswich squad really was on the cusp of something with how well they finished. They had a bit of a false start really under Paul Cook, but a well-respected, ambitious, upcoming manager into the Championship next season. I'm fascinated to see how this all pieces together for Ipswich. And then we get on to Plymouth Argyle. It has been a fantastic story the rise from League Two now back to the Championship. The last time Plymouth played Championship football was all the way back in the 2009/10 season, so over a decade since they were last in the second division. And unlike Ipswich, who have had a little bit of maybe a supercharged promotion with that recent backing, a new squad and manager coming in and everything like that, it's felt like Plymouth have been on this gradual improvement season upon season for quite some time now, and I myself have paid closer attention to Plymouth. Maybe there are a few people because of the Ryan Lowe situation. Obviously, when Preston originally hired him, I wanted to look into the work that he'd done and generally everything that was going on at the club and what they've then gone on to do since that point. But they were promoted from League 2 in the 19/20 season. The following season in League 1 finished 18th, solidified themselves as a League 1 outfit. And it was the year after that that we saw a real improvement within this Plymouth squad. 7 game weeks of last season in League 1, Plymouth actually did top the table, so they were rubbing shoulders with the promotion outfits last season. Obviously, didn't quite happen for them in the end, and they just missed out on the top 6 by the slimmest of margins, losing 5-0 against MK Dons on the final day, just denied them that playoff spot. But heading into this season, when a few people thought they may have had a little bit of regression after that, they've only gone on to get better. Going through their top scorers this season, the goals have been a little bit more spread out compared to Ipswich, who have had Connor Chaplin chipping in with 20 plus goals and Freddie Ladapo with 16 as well. Ryan Hardy, their top scorer, with 13, but you can see right throughout the squad, 19 different players chipping in with a goal throughout this season. Plymouth have especially recruited well over these last few seasons. They've played the loan market really well, and what's interesting is looking at their weekly wage bill compared to that of Ipswich and some of the other promotion chasers from League 1. They are working on a substantially slimmer budget than some of those other sides. It's worth mentioning that both Belly Mumba and Sam Cosgrove are loanees, so Plymouth won't be covering anywhere near the 18 grand that they're both on. And then for the rest of the squad, they've only got one earner in Danny Mayer, who's on over 5 grand a week. The recruitment coming up to the Championship will be something really interesting for Plymouth. I expect them to play the loan market once again, which we see, the vast majority of Championship clubs looking to do. I think they've got a manager now as well in Steven Schumacher, who's fully integrated into this project. There were a few doubts after Lowe had left what would happen, but I think Schumacher's really taken this team from strength to strength. I can't wait to see how he adapts to life in the Championship along with this squad. So all in all, a richly deserved promotion for both Plymouth and Ipswich. Before we go ahead and wrap up today's video, I want to put each of their squads to the test in a FIFA simulation and see how they get on in the Championship right now. So as Blackpool and Wigan have already been relegated from the Championship, what I've gone ahead and done in this simulation is replace those two sides out of the Championship with both Plymouth and Ipswich. We chuck them into this simulation. We're going to be going to the end of the season and seeing where FIFA currently has them ranked. So fast forward into the end of the season, and this is where FIFA has each of the clubs ranking going from the top to the bottom of the table. They've got Burnley pretty much spot on, winning the league with 90 points. Heading down, they've got Preston almost spot on in 9th as well. First team we get to is Ipswich, where FIFA has predicted them all the way up in 13th, which just goes to show the strength of that squad at the moment. Plenty of goals in there. We spoke about the Championship experience that Ipswich also have within their ranks as well. And I mean, a 13th placed finish for Ipswich in their first season back up in the Championship. Don't think any fans would sniff at that. But with the ambition behind the scenes at the club at the moment, I certainly think that's a realistic and well achievable finish for a side like Ipswich at the moment. Heading further down the league though, FIFA isn't as confident with Plymouth Argyle, who they currently have 23rd in the Championship. Watch out Rotherham and Stoke fans, FIFA's predicting you to struggle next season. Also got Reading and Cardiff down there as well. But yeah, Plymouth in 23rd maybe speaks to the strength of their squad at the moment and what they'll need to do heading into next season based off FIFA and their rankings. Obviously don't take these too seriously. In terms of Ipswich and scoring the goals, it was Nathan Broadhead and Connor Chaplin who were doing the damage for them, 19 goals between them in this simulation. From Plymouth's point of view, it was Danny Mayer who best made the step up to the league above, scoring 11 goals and getting 4 assists playing in each of the Championship matches. But there we have it guys, that simulation at the end was just for a little bit of fun, but I'd be interested to get your guys' verdicts right now. Who do you think stands the better chance of adapting to the level above? Will it be Plymouth or will it be the Ipswich. Very much looking forward to covering them in the Championship next season and getting a bunch of Ipswich and Plymouth fans involved in the debate in the comments down below. Apart from that though guys, thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next one.